Hi, my name's Jo and welcome back to Gentle Yoga with Jo. Today's practice, all you require is a sturdy chair and perhaps a couple of yoga blocks if you wish. So when you're ready, please join me on the chair and bring yourself into your Tadasana pose. Keeping the feet nice and flat on the yoga mat there, drawing the tummy into the spine and bringing yourself into a nice tall position. You may like to place your left hand upon your heart space as we do some gentle breathing here. Breathing in through the nose and relaxing the breath out the mouth. You may like to set your sankalpa or your intention for today's practice. Choose something gentle and nourishing for your soul, something to help you through the practice today and on for the rest of the day. Just breathing gently there, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Noticing what we feel here at the beginning of our practice. And now, if you'd like to place your arms beside you and just rise them up above you, touching the fingertips and exhaling back down. Once again, inhale, rising the arms up above you, looking towards the fingertips and exhaling back down. Always going at your own pace here. Good. Now if you'd like to just clasp your hands together and place them behind your back and just pull down on the inhale as you rise your head up towards the ceiling or the sky. Inhaling on the way up and exhaling on the way down. Gently pulling the hands down, pulls down on the shoulders at the same time, giving a nice stretch there. Wonderful. Now if you'd like to raise your left arm, place it across the chest and hug the shoulder with the opposite arm, giving a gentle squeeze. And release, and out with the right arm across the front of the chest and squeeze with the opposite arm. And back to center. And for our last one, and relax. Now we can just place our chair to one side. Whoops, Jo, looks like you've lifted up your mat there. Never mind. If you'd like to place the chair back facing you like Jo has. Now bring yourself to the center of your mat and stand in Tadasana. I'm choosing to have my feet hip width apart, but you may have them together if you wish, drawing the belly in and standing nice and tall with our hands loosely at our sides. Now if you just like to step approximately shoulder width apart with your feet facing forward, we're going to now do a wide-legged halfway fold. So bending straight from the hips here, not the waist. And bring yourself into a halfway position, drawing the belly in. Now place your hands upon your thighs, tucking the elbows in towards the body, keeping your eye on the mat in front of you or your drishti, and just holding that pose there if you wish for a few breaths. Option here to gently lower the hands down towards your mat and bring yourself into your rag doll. Holding there for a couple of breaths. Now the option, you can clasp your elbows and just very gently twist the body to the side, left and then right. Taking each movement with the breath as you go. Inhaling as we twist to the side and exhaling as we come back to center. Release your hands once again for ragdoll. Now place your hands back on your thighs, coming into your halfway fold and gently drawing yourself up into a straight line with your head coming up last. Now if you'd like to position your feet pointing out towards, away from you, with your hands clasped at your heart center, and gently drop down into a squat pose, into your goddess pose. Keeping your knees behind your toes and holding that position there for a few breaths. You may drop deeper into the pose if you feel you can, or like Joe, you may just choose to stay rather high in the pose there. Whatever is comfortable for you and your hips and your back. Gently rise back up to a standing position. And while we're in this position, I'll just ask you to turn your left and your left leg facing out towards the top of your mat, bringing your arms up into a T shape and leaning forward into our triangle pose. Option here to have your left hand placed on your shin and your right arm can come down and hold the hip if you wish. Or you can choose to use a block to help bring the yoga mat up to wherever you are with your hand. Back into the T shape, leaning forward and holding onto your block. Triangle pose or trikonasana. Okay, and now if you'd like to move your right leg this time out towards the top of your mat, position your block. It's a bit windy today. Reach forward and come into your trikonasana. Two options there with your arm. And now if you'd like to stand with your feet together, we're going to bring ourselves into Tadasana. Take a couple of calming breaths here, facing your chair. This time hold on to the chair and step back with both your legs, and holding onto the chair, bring yourself down forward into your downward facing dog, actively pushing away from the chair and holding that position there for a few breaths, drawing the belly into the spine, trying to create a nice straight spine there. Come out of the pose gently, stepping forward, back into your Tadasana. Holding onto the chair, and this time stepping back with your left leg, bringing yourself into your high lunge. Option to leave your hands on the chair for support, or you may choose to have one hand raised or two hands raised for your high lunge. Placing your hands back on the chair, bringing yourself back into your Tadasana or mountain pose. This time holding onto the chair, stepping back with our right leg, leaning forward on your left knee and toes up on your toes on the right leg. Again, you can have one arm on the chair or no arms on the chair, coming into our high lunge. And release the pose, stepping back into our mountain pose. This time stepping back away from our chair and coming back into our downward facing dog. Rising up slowly and stepping forward towards the chair, back into our Tadasana. Holding the pose there for a few breaths. And now if you'd like to sit back on your chair, we'll close down this practice with a few stretching movements. Bring yourself into a nice tall seat. And just bring your breathing back down to a calming level. Gently twist to your left, holding the back of your chair and placing your right hand on your left knee. You can choose to look straight ahead if that helps with your neck, or look over your left shoulder. Holding the pose there for a couple of breaths, and then come back to center when you're ready. This time taking it out to the right side of our chair, holding on to the right knee and holding on to the back of the chair. and out to the other side. Back to center. And last time, looking over our right shoulder, just a nice gentle spine twist there. Now this time I'd like you to hold onto the side of your seat and sweep up overhead the opposite arm and just gently do a side bend. We're not leaning forward here into the pose, we're holding ourselves up nice and tall in our seat for a gentle side bend this time. Out to the other side, raising the left arm this time. Keeping the bottom firmly seated on the chair at all times. Keeping ourselves grounded on the seat. And back to center. This time, raise your arms out in front of you and give yourself a good hug. Raise the elbows up in height with the shoulder and just hold there for a couple of breaths. If that's too much, you can lower them down upon your chest. Back out to center, crossing the opposite direction this time, and give yourself a good hug. Raising the elbows up again in line with the shoulders. And release. Give the shoulders a good shrug. Shake it all out. And come back to your sitting Tadasana. Now place your hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. And really bring your breathing into alignment here. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Calming down our breath here. Maybe thinking back to your Sankalpa at the beginning of the practice and thanking yourself for turning up today. Place both hands on your heart center now. Flutter open your eyes. And I'd like to say goodbye here and thank you very much.